Welcome back to NewsHour. We have a special guest with us in the studio today, Mr. Abdurrahman Kaan, President of the Independent Industrialists and Businessmen Association, has joined us to talk to us about the economy, both locally and globally. Mr. Kaan, welcome. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Teşekkür ederim.
Now, I'll start with our first question. MÜSİAD is one of the largest non-government organisations in Turkey, and it has over 10,000 members worldwide.
Yes.
Now, can you please tell us a bit about the background and the functions of MÜSİAD?
Teşekkür ediyorum.
Thank you, first of all. MÜSİAD, the Independent Industrials and Businessmen Association, is comprised of 11,000 members in 86 points and also in 187 points around the world. It is the most expanded, most large NGO and also a capital platform, starting with construction, food, real estate, machinery, and also IT and energy industries. We have about 15 industries that we are operating in. We have different members consisting of them. It is an NGO, as I said. At the same time, MÜSİAD is also contributing to the development of our country with its reports and projects. And in addition to that, with the leadership of our commissions, we have conferences, symposiums, and also think tank platforms. And also by getting together, by counseling with the leading figures of the business and political world, we're trying to shed a light on the future of the country. So, in short, this is MÜSİAD.
Now, could you please tell us how MÜSİAD contributes to the Turkish economy?
Of course, in total, we are active in 71 countries and we have 188 contact points. When we took office of MÜSİAD since then, especially, of course, economy-wise, we are working intensely, but also to open Turkey towards international markets. I would like to emphasize on what we do generally. How do we contribute to the economy? We have 187 points of contact in 71 countries, and in addition to that, we also have the Turkic republics in Kazakhstan. Starting with Kazakhstan, we have 2 important offices places. In the Netherlands, we have 3 new contact points, so we have 4 new contact points. Again, in the United Kingdom, we have a new branch in the United Kingdom. In Africa, we have a very serious infrastructure. We announced the year 2018 as the African year, by the way. And also on the League Business Councils, we had about 19 business councils, and now we increased them to 41. We're going to emphasize on 3 areas: Africa, the Gulf countries, and the Asia-Pacific area, because the economy is shifting towards the east. Of course, what is the economical context and also the economical connection here? We have 11,000 members and about 50,000 companies. And in order to increase the exportation of the Turkish economy, we have a very good economical model, which is to increase the production and also to develop the investment climate, and as a result, of course, increase the exportation. And while we do it, this planification is very important. And especially our members are being pushed, and also they are being made aware of new investments. And especially small industrial sites are present in our country. We are organizing them in order to transform them to middle-sized organized industrial area. We have a such project. It's also also in conjunction with our state mass residential agency, the Tokyo agency. When we favorize the investment environment, it will also come along with Industry 4.0 and also with the IT projects. We can, in the macroeconomical point of view, we can increase the Turkish economy from $870 million to $1.8 billion. So this is a huge work.
That's great. Okay, so now I just want to go back to, you mentioned how you're growing in Africa, the Gulf and Asia Pacific. Yes. I want to focus on Africa just for the moment because MÜSİAD is very active in African countries, and as you would probably know, President Erdogan just came back from Africa. He had an African tour and he was very well received. So Africa is also very important diplomatically for Turkey at the moment. How does MÜSİAD contribute to strengthening Africa and Turkey ties?
Of course, we announced it, the African year 2018, just like I repeated, especially with regards to MÜSİAD, our organization. We are with the Turkish business forums and councils in Africa. We have been conducting works and researches, and especially to His Excellency Mr. President's visits to Africa, we are contributing with delegations to these visits. And we also have a delegation of MÜSİAD traveling with him. So we are very active in the trade diplomacy. So you may call it trade diplomacy. It is to connect countries each other with trade, because Africa needs investment and the businessmen as well. They are awaited there. So we proposed a new project for Africa, and it is to produce cultural and trade centers, and we're going to announce it to the public very soon. Again, in Sudan, in Senegal, in Mali, in Mauritania, in Algeria, in Morocco, in Tunisia. There are 51 countries in Africa, and it has 1.3 billion of population. And when you look at the country, the continent will have about 2.5 billion of population by the year 2053. So there's a huge potential in Africa. You have also underground resources, richnesses. It is very rich in this, especially as MÜSİAD. We took Sudan as the entry door to Africa. And also in agricultural areas, we have a very serious planning here. We have our strategic areas policies chairmanship, and also we have a upper council for livestock and for agriculture. So we are planning Sudan for irrigation areas and production areas so that we can import the main articles that we are importing from elsewhere, from Sudan this time, and so we can contribute to both countries' economies, and also cultural and trade centers, along with agricultural projects. They will go quite well all together, and also expand them to Senegal and to other countries, and also to Africa. As the businessmen of the Republic of Turkey, we would like to invest in there so that we can please also the local people. We can also help the development of the country and our country, and so we can also contribute to the exportation of Turkish goods.
Okay, so now I'm just going to change the topic slightly. I'm going to come to one of the most important issues for Turkey at the moment, which is the Afrin operation that's taking place, Operation Olive Branch. Now, it's a very important operation for Turkey because we're clearing the terror groups from the Syria-Turkey border. And there has been some criticism and skepticism that this operation can negatively affect the Turkish economy. We can see that this isn't the case, but what are your thoughts? What do you think about this?
Yes, regarding the Operation Olive Branch, first of all, we, as the business world, as MÜSİAD, we are supporting the Operation Olive Branch, the operation of Afrin, as the Independent Industrials and Businessmen's Association, because the Operation Olive Branch will and did not affect negatively the Turkish economy. It hasn't, and we do not accept this. Last year, we also had a cross-border operation Operation Euphrates Shield, as you know. And last year, Turkish economy gave 5.3 on the first quarter, and on the second quarter we had 7.3, and on the third quarter we had a record 11% of growth. And on the last quarter we are expecting about 8% of growth in the economy. So that's a record. And in total, in overall, we are the fastest and the strongest growing economy in the world. This is what I believe we will reach as target. So when I say this, it means that Turkey has a big economy. These military operations will not whatsoever in any kind, shape or form affect the economy, our economy. As you know, the developed economies, the big economies during that Operation Euphrates Shield, with regards to taking care of those refugees, those so-called big economies were talking about, should we take 50 persons or 30 refugees or 50s? While they were talking this, we took 3.5 million of refugees. So as Turkish businessmen, and also in order to, we believe that a terror corridor and a chaos environment and the terror corridor on the southern border of our country should not be tolerated. This is what we believe, this is what we support. And after the completion of the Operation Olive Branch, Turkey is awaited by huge opportunities after the completion of the Afrin operation, because this economy, this wind is going from cold to hot, and we see that it has been done in order to prevent Turkish economy, to be honest with you. So we're going to work harder, we're going to work as Turkish businessmen, Turkish business world, we're going to work harder, we're going to work stronger, we're going to support our president, just like our president Mr. Erdogan said. We will help and contribute to the growth of Turkey, and I believe that we're going to achieve more than 5%.
Mr. Kaan, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining the program. Now, on that note, let's have a look at more economy around the world.